Hello everyone. Our today's topic is Cyanobacteria. It's class B.Sc first year topic. Uh, as the name indicates, cyano, which means blue-green in color, and so they are formally known as blue-green algae. And the suffix that is bacteria, it shows that they have great resemblance with bacteria, except some of differences. So they are known as blue-green algae or cyanobacteria. They comes under division cyanophyta. They are microscopic organisms that we can't see them by our naked eyes. We have to use a light microscope to understand their cell structure. They found in several habitats like marine oceans or hot spring, uh, or some freshwater lakes, in humid soils, or even in adverse conditions like acidic or alkaline soils, or in water, or hot water springs, or in icy cold oceans. Uh, they are the first organisms which are able to uh, produce oxygen. So they provide oxidizing atmosphere to Earth, which is important for evolution of other organisms. They also fix atmospheric nitrogen into usable form. So, uh, cyanobacteria have several pigments which provide them this blue-green color. They are chlorophyll A, phycobiliproteins, that is phycoerythrin, phycocyanin, allophycocyanin. Phycoerythrin is a red pigment, whereas phycocyanin and allophycocyanins are blue-green pigment. They store food in the form of glycogen or in cyanophycean starch. Their cell wall is also resembles bacteria, that is, they have peptidoglycan wall, or which is composed of amino acids and sugars. They present in several forms, like they may be unicellular, colonial, or filamentous forms. If they are unicellular or filamentous, they uh, are surrounded by a mucilaginous envelope which prevent them from drying, and also helps them in movement. If they are present in filaments, they may be uniserrate, that is, cells are present in single row, or maybe multiserrate, that their filaments are branched. A term that is trichome is used for cyanobacteria filaments when the cells are present in row, and when these cells are covered by mucilaginous sheath, then this whole row of cell with mucilaginous sheath is known as filament. So we have to know what's the meaning of trichome for cyanobacteria. Now, there are several features of mucilaginous sheath, that they protect cells from drying and also involve in gliding. They have different colors in different environment. If the environment is acidic in nature, then the mucilaginous sheath become red in color. If it's basic, then the sheath become blue. Or when the high salt is present in environment, then the sheath become yellow or brown in color. They have a heterocyst, which is a special kind of cell, and it is larger than vegetative cells. Its main function is nitrogen fixation, means they provide anaerobic conditions to the cells where no oxygen evolved. So the nitrogenase enzyme, which is very a kind of which is inhibited by the presence of oxygen. So heterocyst is a cell present in filament of cyanobacteria. In some of the cyanobacteria, it's not present in all cyanobacteria. So it's a kind of big cell which is quite bigger than other vegetative cells, in which anaerobic condition is present, so that nitrogenase enzyme become active and synthesize and can do its activity, that is nitrogen fixation. Here is an example of Anabena having heterocyst as well as normal vegetative cells. Now, heterocyst is larger than vegetative cells. It is hollow looking and having thick wall that doesn't allow atmospheric gases, uh, and they are photosynthetically inactive, so that as they are photosynthetically active, that no carbon dioxide fixation and oxygen evolution takes place in these cells, so that anaerobic condition is maintained in them. Yes, higher molybdenum and low nitrogen in environment promote heterocyst formation. Nitrogen fixation is on now the several prokaryotic bacteria also do nitrogen fixation like cyanobacteria, but cyanobacteria are organism having both nitrogen fixation ability as well as photosynthesis ability. Now there are several cytotoxins which are released by cyanobacteria, not by all cyanobacteria. Some are also very economically or ecologically very beneficial for us, like they do nitrogen fixation in fields, which improve the soil fertility. There are if they are present, generally they are present in polluted water. They harm, they degrade the quality of water, as well as they are harmful for human or other animals health. Like they, why they are harmful? Because they secrete several toxins which are known as cyanotoxins. These are neurotoxins which block neuron transmission in muscles. Neurotoxins are secreted by anavina and oscillatoria, and some hepatotoxins are also secreted by anavina oscillatoria and nostoc, which cause liver bleeding, and they are found in drinking water. So they are very hazardous for our health. A lingby is a kind of blue-green algae which cause several skin diseases, and they cause swimmer's itch. Movement, like said earlier, that they don't have flagella. So it's a basic difference between bacteria and cyanobacteria, is that as bacteria have flagella for their movement, whereas the cyanobacteria, uh, they don't have they don't have flagella, so they move by the mucilaginous sheath which are surrounding their cell. So they move by gliding movement. Now it's a example, one more example of cyanobacteria, that is spirulina. It's filamentous and it's found in lakes with high pH. They are a major food for flamingo birds and are also commercial food source. Means we can find several tablets of these spirulina, made up of spirulinas, which are very nutritious, high in protein and other vitamins and minerals. Lingbe is a kind of cyanobacteria which present in water, in polluted water. They release chemicals which cause dermatitis or kind of skin itching in a person. They reproduce, they generally reproduce by asexual reproduction, by formation of homogonia, echinids, fragmentation, or exospores. Here oscillatoria showing homogonia. Now what are homogonia? They are kind of short pieces of trichomes that become detached from the parent filament and glide away to form new filaments. As we can see, parent cells showing how homogonia form. Now second is echinete. Echinete is also kind of is a resting spores which is quite larger than other cells, and it has thick cell wall. It's an echinate's electron microscope image showing lots of storage food in it, so that cell can survive even in adverse conditions. So they are thick walled resting spores. What are echinates? They are thick walled resting spores. They are resistant to unfavorable environmental condition, and they are larger than the other vegetative cells, but they are different from heterocyst. Huh? Heterocysts are basically involved in nitrogen fixation, whereas echinates are kind of resting spores which are involved in asexual reproductions. Now, the other method of asexual reproduction is fragment, in which filament can be broken into pieces by some mechanical forces, by the water waves, so it can form several daughters. Now, cross-section of cyanobacteria cell, which is last topic of general characteristic features of cyanobacteria. Here we can see outermost sheath or mucilaginous sheath. Now, inner is cell wall, which is four membrane cell wall, and the cytoplasm is divided into two parts, that is outer part is ectoplasm and inner part is endoplasm. Outer plasm and the outer cro- cytoplasm is also known as chromoplasm because it contains several color containing uh, structure, that is thylakoids. These thylakoids having phycobilisomes on its outer membrane, which provide blue-green color to these cyanobacteria, and the middle, that is endoplasm, having uh, DNA, which is a kind of double-stranded DNA known as nucleoid. It's a prokaryotic feature that it contains primitive type of nucleus having no nuclear membrane outside. So, further, they also contain gas vacuoles. These gas vacuoles helps them in buoyancy so that they can float easily on water. Further, they have carboxysomes. These are the storage of rubisco enzyme, which helps them in photosynthesis. And cyanophycin is a cyanophycian starch, which is a reserve food material for them. So it is all about cyanobacteria. Thank you.